The wintry weather may have calmed down for at least just a little while for now, but we're expecting another system to bring more ice and sleet pretty soon now.
We are. KPRC2's Brittany Jeffers is at Houston TransStar headquarters. Brittany, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. And we have Harris County Judge Lina Hidalgo here with us as you're talking about us anticipating, another very difficult 24 hours. The county obviously preparing. Judge, can you tell us where things stand right now with the roadways and just kind of what we can anticipate as far as preparation going ahead?
The biggest concern continues to be the power outages. Those state ERCOT power outages continue, and it's just a nightmare for folks who've been without power for over 24 hours. So we are in touch with them. Centerpoint tells me they've got the infrastructure, their business is up. They're just waiting for the product, for the energy, for ERCOT to send that energy. So we're waiting. I know we got recently what looks like good news, but I don't want to set expectations too high because that's still going to continue to be a challenge. The other second biggest challenge, carbon monoxide poisoning. We received our fire marshal's office at least 50 reports of carbon monoxide poisoning this morning. Very tragic. A mother and a daughter who died in their garage for running their car, and the fire marshal believes that's just the tip of the iceberg. So I really want to take this opportunity to ask folks to please do not use grills indoors, do not use any appliances that belong outdoors, indoors, and do not run your car inside your garage. That's incredibly important. The final point is the roadways. We are seeing outside that ice melting because the sun is out. We still cannot guarantee the safety of those roadways. There's going to be ice patches. So we ask folks, if you have got to go out, please drive as if it were school zone. Be very careful. Do not get on the highways. The lights are out. The stoplights, many of them are without power. So, and then be sure you are where you need to be by around 3 o'clock when the clouds are going to come back, and so things are going to freeze yet again. So those are the key points for safety that I want to make sure the community keeds in mind.
When you touched on this, we know the city and county not in charge necessarily of those utility companies, but a lot of folks are struggling and, as you mentioned, suffering right now, waiting for that power to come back on. What do we tell them, I guess, as far as a timeline, or what can they expect as they sit at home?
The latest information I have from Centerpoint is we have 1.37 million people in our region right now without power. They are being able to begin rolling some of those people to give them power and take power out from other areas, but do not expect that to be all of the people who have not had power. Only a portion of them are going to be able to come back on. They cannot provide me with an estimate of when the power is going to come back because they're relying on the production at the ERCOT level to come back the generation. So right now, the best I can tell people is stay warm inside with those blankets, cover those drafts of air. Again, as the sun comes out, if you absolutely have to go somewhere, be very careful, and then be watchful of that carbon monoxide poisoning. We don't want to have a disaster within the disaster, but I'm putting all the pressure that I can with the state and I know that ERCOT is focused on getting that generation back up. And once this is over, I will be asking on behalf of our entire community for some answers from ERCOT as to what happened, why they weren't prepared for this, and how that's going to be addressed. But right now, we have to focus on getting them to bring the generation back up to speed.
Another question that we keep getting from viewers right now are just questions and outrage of some of the downtown businesses that are still with power while many are at home in the cold. Can anything be done?
Yeah, we saw that last night. We were calling through the management district, some of the businesses. Some of the buildings were turned off. Some of the buildings stayed on. And so we've been pushing on that again this morning. I cannot force them to turn on. These are private businesses. And so that's where I want to stress, history is going to remember the folks that did their part to help. And that includes not just the individual residents, but the businesses. So if you are a business, help us out. I did work with Centerpoint this morning, and they're telling me that they are going to force some of those that power to go out downtown. They've managed. It's difficult. They couldn't do it last night because you have to protect the critical infrastructure that goes through downtown, but they figured out a way to do it. So we're not just asking pretty please, but it was frustrating for me as well. We were all watching those buildings. We did get some folks who did their part. Unfortunately, other people didn't, but I want to thank the community, and we do ask that everybody continue to conserve energy. early.
And you talked about the importance of staying indoors because of the roadways, because of these temperatures. What would you tell people, you know, again, and just to reiterate in these coming hours, what they should be doing?
The safest place to be is in your home, protected from the elements. You don't want to end up stranded on the roadway. And now I can't in good conscience say if you are in a situation where you feel you can get there while these roadways have somewhat cleared up. You know, I'm not going to say, what I'm going to say is be very, very careful. Go drive as if it were a school zone, and please get to where you need to be by 3 o'clock late afternoon. But we cannot guarantee the safety of the roadways. That said, we do have to acknowledge there's been some of that de-icing because of the sunshine.
Well, we will continue to stay on top of that and be mindful, you know, as the weather continues to change, and check in with you, Judge. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.